Real fast, starting off this video, if you guys could go ahead and go over to my Reds channel and hit that subscribe button, I would appreciate it greatly, as we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and we are currently at 666. As always, we cover the Cincinnati Reds over here on First Stop Reds, as we do over here with the Bengals, so make sure you go ahead and check it out. Again, it is First Stop Reds. It is also located on my channel on the other channels tab, as you can see right here. These are all the channels I have, so I do appreciate it. Trying to hit 1,000 subscribers for the end of this year. So let's talk about the Bengals offseason workout program dates. And this is important because this is kind of what Trey Hendrickson was talking about when it came to wanting to get a contract done. Obviously, he said at this moment in time, there's no set date or set time. You know, he can really come out and say, oh, we need to get it done by this time. But obviously, you want to get contracts done before you get into the workout programs. You get into the, off-season stuff. Because let's say Trey goes out there, does a workout, tears an ACL, tears an MCL. Knock on wood, it doesn't happen. That's why I have a wood desk, by the way, so I can knock on wood whenever I say things that could jinx us. But it always could happen, okay? And if it happens, well, now the Bengals are not going to be looking at Trey and saying, we're going to give you $28 a year, Trey. They're going to say, well, you have an ACL tear, you'll be out for a year. We don't know if you'll be 100% healthy when you come back. Obviously, his age, there's a whole entire list of problems there, right? So that's why Trey, for example, if he gets a contract done, he's going to want to get it done before off-season stuff. Now, again, I don't believe Trey will sit out personally, but who knows? Maybe he will. I think he won't based on his own statements. But again, at this point, we don't know about anything, right? Everything changes pretty much. A theory or idea a year ago completely could have changed. So we'll find out if he sits out. We'll find out if he doesn't play. I don't think he will sit out personally, but again, we'll have to wait and see. But obviously he wouldn't be going for first day anyway, so April 21st is kind of out of there anyway. That's just the first day of everyone, who wants to start working out can work out. Rookie mini camp is after the draft. It's on May 9th. This is the first chance we get at looking at the rookies. They don't really do much. In all honesty, it's not like a intensive workout. It's not like it's actual training camp, but it's a nice little first look at those guys. OTAs, optional training camp, is going to be May 27th to May 29th, and then June 2nd to June 4th. Then we have mandatory minicamp, which is June 10th to June 12th. And then the end of July is when we're going to start seeing training camp. And obviously that takes us into preseason, which based on what we understand, the Hall of Fame game, I believe it's July 31st this year. So it's going to be a little bit, earlier than normal. But, normally it's like August 1st. But still, it's cool to see it a little bit earlier. We're not going to play the Hall of Fame game, obviously. But still, it's a cool concept. To have it a little bit earlier. Now, we do know that the Bengals, according to Zach Taylor, will be playing starters in the preseason. That's one of his go-to, I'm going to fix the problem of our slow starts statements for this year, is he's going to start starters in the preseason. Hopefully means we won't start off 0-3, and this will get our guys ready to go, ready up to game speed, ready to play at 100% before the season kicks off, which is a nice little bit of a W for Zach Taylor there, as long as he actually, follows through with that. Because last time he said we were going to start starters in the preseason, I have to put that in the biggest quotes of all time, is because we played one drive last year, preseason, week 1. One drive. And that was, and I quote, starters in the preseason. So I take everything that I hear at this point, with a grain of salt, which is probably not the best when it comes to your front office, that you have to take everything they say with a grain of salt. You know, usually the idea is you can trust them, you have faith in them, you believe in them. That's going out the window. That's going out the window in every circumstance possible. So at this point, everything they say is a grain of salt to me at this point. If I don't see it happen and I don't see them do something, I don't believe it. I don't care. Zach comes out and says, hey, we're doing this. All right. I'm going to sit there and say, I didn't hear you say anything until I see it. That's kind of how I am moving forward at this point. It's getting frustrating. It really is. But actions speak louder than words. And I think there needs to be a lot of actions that are done in order for me to believe the words that are said by the front office at this point. But, you know, hey, we'll see. We'll see how this upcoming season goes. I think it's going to be a great season. So I am keeping a lot of, you know, excitement ready for this season, because I trust Joe Burrow. I trust Jamar Chase. I trust T. Higgins, Mike Gesicki. I trust Al Golden. I trust Scott Peters. I trust our positional coaches now, because we got rid of a defensive line coach in Frank Bullock. I trust... Yeah. I said who I trusted. If I'm missing someone obvious, it's not a diss. I'm probably just not thinking of them at this moment in time. But I have faith. I have faith that the sad part is Joe Burrow will take this front office very far, because Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow. And even though they have done everything not to protect the guy and have set him up for failure in that department, I still have faith that Joe is Joe. And Joe figures out ways to overcome adversity, overcome every single thing thrown at him. I still believe that Joe has gone through more adversity and more crap than any other quarterback in the NFL has, when it comes to like the best quarterbacks. And I think that out of all the quarterbacks, obviously the Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, I think that Joe has had a front office who has worked against him, while every other major quarterback has had front offices that have done everything to help them. So it is what it is, you know. But let's go Joe Shiesty, man. Joe Burrow for the win, boys. Who dey?